Yeah, if you're like, they ever talk about like couples going through like building a house together and then they end up like divorced. I don't know that I'd recommend building a van with your.
Feel like I'm finding peace and melody. I survive, yeah. Feeling like love's no longer out of reach. I survive, yeah. Even when the sunset deep inside.
Window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Where do I put this? Okay, all right, let's do this. We are gonna go down to Presque State Park, my favorite place on the planet. Oh, you know what? I should probably remember to introduce myself because I always forget. Hi guys, I'm Jody and I am inside of my van Kodiak. She is a Ram ProMaster 2500 and we just did a tour last week. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go back and take a look. And in this video, we are going to answer a bunch of questions that were left in the comments. Oh, and first we're going to pick up dinner. And I'm thinking Chick-fil-A because it's not Sunday. I always want Chick-fil-A on Sunday for whatever reason. That's the day I want it, and that's the day they are closed. For Jody. Making decisions is so hard when it comes to like food. So today's video actually is the Q&A for the video tour launched last week. I'm very excited to answer some of the questions that were in the comments, and you guys are amazing. You have so many kind comments. I was like completely blown away. My mind is still blown by how many nice comments that we got about the build. And so there were quite a few questions though that I wanted to go over and talk about, but we are going to go down to Presque Isle and I will have my dinner and then we'll start going through some of the questions. I'm on my upper lip sweats now, like pretty much since I turned 50. Like your 50th birthday, your lip will just start sweating. I think that's how it works.
Feel like I'm finding peace and melody. I survive, yeah. Feeling like love's no longer out of reach. I survive, yeah. Even when the sunset.
So this has a little magnetized thing on the ends and I put it, oh, there it is. Woo! I put it on the seatbelt and I thought this is going to be a very bad idea because I'm going to forget and then shut my seatbelt, and absolutely I did. And then this part went flying down between the door and the seat, and I was like, thought for sure, look how tiny this is. I thought for sure I lost it, but I didn't, thankfully. God, the last time I was down here, I lost my credit card because I left it in my pocket and I went and rode my bike. And I also thought at that point, this is dumb, I probably shouldn't do this. But I do it anyway. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to eat. I ended up getting the Southwest spicy salad, chicken salad. What's really cool is when you have a van and you have a refrigerator. So like normally I would only eat like half of this salad. So if I was in a regular car and I didn't have a fridge on me, I probably wouldn't have gotten this because I'd be like, well, I'm not going to eat like half a salad and then throw half of it out. It's one of the huge benefits is that I have my house with me and I've got my fridge and freezer with me. Now, I know that one person did ask about the fridge freezer and where I got it. And so it's a bodega cooler, and I did get it on Amazon. And I know that I paid like $500 some for it, maybe like $550. But I wasn't able to find it on Amazon anymore, unfortunately. I could only find it on Walmart's site, and on their site it's like $630. So that's unfortunate. And since we're getting ready to eat, I might as well also talk about the pot that I had showed in the last video. It is called a Dezen pot. That's the brand name. And it is on Amazon also. Link is in the description. And I love it because it's got two separate like low wattage options to cook with. And I've made obviously soup. You can heat up soup, but I've boiled water. I've made pancakes in it. Oh, I missed recording flipping it. You guys should have saw it. It was perfect. Oh well. I've made fried eggs. I mean, anything that you can think of like frying or cooking in a pot, I've done it. I've also reheated things in it. Yeah, it's fantastic. I really highly recommend. Oh, I have tea in the fridge. Yeah. One of the questions that I got a lot and completely like took me by surprise and cracked me up was, who is Craig? Because I didn't realize that I had shot the video in such like a mysterious man Craig way, and it's gonna take me a hot minute to explain who Craig is. So I will get to that a little bit later in the video. Another question that I got was, where did you get the white curtains? So I'm assuming that you mean the white curtains that are hanging in the doorways, and those are actually bug screens, and they're made from a company called Living in a Bubble. And they're super nice because what I like about them is that they're magnetic and they come specifically for what model of van that you have. So they're custom made and they're just magnetic. You just like, they're super strong magnets. You just set them up there and they install them like super quickly. Put them up, take them down, and yeah. The only thing, like I said in the last video, was that I got the white ones and that they do show dirt. So not even like, not really dirt, but like if you get grease on it because it gets stuck in one of the doors, and there's grease on, you know, all the door parts, that's annoying. So at that point, I'd rather have black. However, for the most part, looking out them and just the entire vibe that you get from inside the van with the white curtains is chef's kiss. Boy, that looked like I was doing something else. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. There we go. Oh, it cracked me up. All right, next question. What about the blackout curtains between the cab and the back of the van? And those are from Amazon. And I want to say they were like, I don't know, $40, $50, something like that. And it came with the pair, and I got the 84-inch long. However, I did have to cut them off at the bottom and hem them. As far as the rod that's going across, I just used a regular curtain rod, and then I actually used a couple of these brackets that actually came with the solar panel bracket from the rack on the top of the roof. So the brackets that came with the roof rack, boy, say that a bunch of times. I just use those. So when you are building out a van, you'll probably be amazed at how many ways you come up with, different ways of just making things work, and you will. And that's such a fun part of it. At least that was something that I really enjoyed, was just thinking about, oh, well, what could this be? So another question was, okay, van life, do you love it? Are you ever gonna go back to like, you know, regular house or whatever? Well, I've always been in a regular house. The plan was for me to go into van life full time. However, if you've been following me for a little while, you might know that I have a golden retriever named Milo, and he has pretty severe travel anxiety. He's had it since he was a puppy. He used to get sick in the car when he was little, and I think he still gets kind of like out of sorts, and he just does not love traveling. So since I have now accepted this about him, I want to make him as happy and comfortable as possible. And so I will just be taking short trips, and Milo will be staying home with Craig and the boys. Okay, let's do some potty talk. So one of the questions I got was, do you travel alone, and or how do you go to the bathroom if you've got somebody with you? I think that is a very valid question. And we just kind of figured it out depending on who I was with. So when I traveled with Craig, he actually would just go to the front of the van, shut the curtains, and I would go to the bathroom. And same vice versa. But when I traveled with my son, mostly we used public restrooms, public bathrooms if we could. When the only time we couldn't really would be like in the evening or in the middle of the night. I might have had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And so he was sleeping on the bed part and I was on the bench. And I actually just took a blanket and I don't even remember how I did it, but somehow I connected it up because we have that rail going across in the front of the bed with the windows in it. I didn't yet have the windows in, but I was able to take a blanket and I think I just magnetized it to that rail. And so it kind of went across and shut him off basically in the bed area, and I was able to go to the bathroom. So I wouldn't be going like number 2 while anybody was in here because I'm not that comfortable with potty talk or going to the bath. I'm not that comfortable with anyone that I'm gonna do that to them. The nice thing too that's kind of cool that maybe you don't think about is the potty that we have is, somebody left a comment that it's called a dry toilet, I think, something like that. So basically just a plastic bucket, a bag goes in it, and then I put horse stall pellets in it that just kind of soaks up any body stuff. So when you are going to the bathroom, you just turn on the max air fan, it blows all the air out, and yeah, you really don't have any smell because it's literally immediately just going out the van. So that's very nice. So yeah, somebody asked about the horse pellets and they said, well, how can I get them without buying a huge bag? Because that's how I found them. I found them at, I'm trying to think of the store, a farm store. Oh my gosh, we get our dog food there all the time. What the heck is the name of it? This is called 50. Words aren't easy anymore. Words are hard. Tractor Supply. Thank you, brain. Yeah, I got them at Tractor Supply. I did get a big bag, but fortunately I have access to a shed and I just leave that big bag in the shed, and I have a couple containers that I fill up before any trip that I take, and they last a couple weeks. So I was able to, what I did this past year, we traveled to Texas from Pennsylvania. So I have a bag up in Pennsylvania, and then I have a bag in Texas now in my parents' shed as well. Thanks, guys. I love you. What's really funny too, I have a little bit of an issue. I got a free mug at the Dave Ramsey Solutions place, and okay, I have a love-hate relationship with the whole Dave Ramsey thing, because if you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, essentially he has this program that helps you get out of debt, right? And then you start investing, but his biggest thing is get out of debt and don't pay cash for everything. So when we first started doing the program, I had to let go of a vehicle that I absolutely loved, and I chose to, so I don't say I had to. I chose to do that. And anyway, I used that mug for the horse pellets to put into the toilet. It just felt fitting. I'm sorry, Dave. It felt right. It's just that little bit of Oh, someone else asked about the banana hammock. Oh, shit. I'm not supposed to call it that. Fruit hammock. Apparently a banana hammock is something else. I don't know. I'm not 15 anymore. I don't remember these things. I wanted it for my bananas, so I call it a banana hammock, but there is a video on YouTube, and I will add that to the description as well. So if you want to make your own fruit hammock, you may do so. I do not do any kind of crocheting because I can't. Because I suck at it. It's like, I can't really just sit there and like do something like that over and over and over. Like I end up with holes in everything, like not the right kind of holes, and holes that aren't supposed to be holes. It's just not my thing. Not my thing, Jelly Bean. So I want to take a bike ride while I'm down here. So I'm going to get the bike off the van and go for a little bike ride. I think I know where I'm going, and the next place we'll sit down and we'll talk about who is this mysterious Craig person. And I'll also talk about a little bit about the cost of the van build, because that is another big question people have. So let's do it. Just about to put the camera in here, and I realized that that is poison ivy. No, thank you. I gotta get out of here.
You wanna know what I'm into? We can start with a blindfold. You know the love goes deep, baby. Tell me what you in for. I'm over the hill and under the brakes, over the pain and under the face.
I thought this would be the perfect spot. However,
tell me if you looking to stay.
Surrounded in goose
Now we can get it in through the
So
daytime,
gross.
or we can find them in the stateside. I know you got dreams we could chase, right? I wanna know what it tastes like. Tell me what.
all right, so the infamous question. So who is Craig anyway? Who is Craig? Who is Craig? These are the different ways that I read the question. Who is Craig? Who is Craig? Who's this mystery man, Craig? I didn't think about the fact that I was shooting it in this mysterious way, but I guess in a sense I was, probably subconsciously, because Craig is my ex-husband. And you actually could go back and look at like some older videos, and he's in a ton of my videos, but we had been together since I was 18. We got married like very young. We have 2 kids together, and Craig is a professional remodeler contractor. We separated in 2020, got back together 7 months later, separated again in 2024. 7 months later, there's this 7-month thing. Got back together. And then last year we decided, okay, yeah, this isn't going to work. And third time's a charm, right? So yeah, so I've been living with my ex-husband, and he helped me do the build last year. So how interesting is that? That he helped me build it out as my ex-husband. I know that's a little bit weird, but we do have a good relationship. We are very good friends. We always will be. We have kids together, and my kids are my most important thing to me in the world, and I will do anything to try to maintain their happiness and stability. Even though they're older, they're like adults now, off on their own, doing their own thing. But it's very important to me to maintain that family relationship as much as possible. So that is who Craig is. And yes, Craig is, I will, what do they call that? Like pimp him out. I'll pimp him out to do your van build. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, he is. He could be for hire. I mean, honestly, that was our first build. So he is a professional remodeler of homes, and it was definitely a challenge to figure out. Well, I watched a lot of van life videos before he got into it, and so I was trying to explain to him, like, you got to use light materials. We got to make sure it's light as possible. And he's just very used to, oh, there's a turtle sticking its head out over there, I think. You know, he's used to building the way he builds. And so the build probably could have been lighter, but it is beautiful. And yeah, well, that's that. So I wanted to make sure that we did do the best build we could possibly do. and it was such a good learning experience. We, oh man. Yeah, if you're like, they ever talk about like couples going through like building a house together and then they end up like divorced. I don't know that I'd recommend building a van with your ex. It was, honestly, it was fine. We didn't kill each other, but there was a time he did quit on me for a couple hours. And it did get very stressful a couple times. You know, but we've been through a lot. And so we were able to carry on, as they say. Well, speaking of carrying on, I think I'm going to carry back on. Speaking of carrying on, I think I'm going to carry back on over to the van and answer any other questions that I might not have answered yet. Let's get to it. But first, let me show you this view because it is amazing. So I actually decided to stop over by the marina and look at the boats, because it's always fun in the springtime to check out the boats that are put in the water versus out of the water. They're so pretty. Can you imagine how expensive some of these are? Speaking of expenses, I know a lot of you are wondering what the KUST billed us, and I will tell you. But first we got to get to our next spot. You like that? I'm leading you on. Oh my God, you guys, I just rode by him and I almost ran over him. Hi, baby. You gotta get out of the road. Yeah, you're right in the middle of the road. I know I can't help you or your mom. Oh my gosh, you guys, my phone died, so I couldn't record like the rest of what happened. So that little baby bird was stuck in the middle of the road and he's just chirping away. And I didn't see like a parent bird around. I mean, probably could have been anywhere, but I'm sitting there and I was like, well, what if I get a stick for it to crawl up on? Maybe I could get it to like get on a stick, you know, like a bird does, like perch on a limb. So I tried finding a limb. And like I was trying to put it in front of it, and then of course a car comes, and then there's like 2 more cars behind it. Somebody honks. I was like, I'm in the middle of the road. I'm like, don't. I said, you go around, but like, you know, I waved to them like, go around, but like there's a baby bird here. And first car goes by, she just kind of like smiles. Second car, there's like 2 guys in it, and he's like, pick it up. I'm like thinking, well, I don't want to pick it up because from what I've heard, and I don't know the fact on this, I don't know if this is actual true or not, but if you pick up a bird and you leave your scent on it, the mother bird might not come back to it. I don't know if that's an old wives' tale. If you guys know, leave a comment below and let me know. Like, is that a wives' tale or is that really true? I could probably Google it too, but I probably won't. Maybe I will. I don't know. You never know what I'll do at 3 in the morning. Then the third car actually offered me a napkin. And it was so nice. He gave me a napkin and I picked the baby. He's like, but let me see it before you, he's like, let me see it before you put it down. I'm like, okay. So I get this baby bird in his napkin and I'm like holding it up, hoping to God it doesn't like jump out of the napkin. And luckily it didn't. We're all good. I got him on the side of the road and he's just chirping. So we're going to go drive down there and I'm going to see if he's still there, or maybe the mom came back and got him. He's just got these little like tufts of hair on his head. Poor little baby. Okay, let's go. Man is busy here tonight. All right, let's see. Is he still there? I think he's gone. Oh, good. He's gone. Oh, maybe the mom did come back. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, that's great. Look at this beautiful bird. How cute. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that he didn't get smooshed. I got him off the side of the road and now he's gone, which means I'm pretty sure that means his mom came and got him. I saved a life tonight, guys. Okay, so I want to see the sunset tonight and record it for you guys. I think it's gonna be beautiful. I hope. You never know, honestly. Erie supposedly has, well, so we claim to have the third best sunset in the world because one time back in like the 70s or something, some magazine rated Erie as having the third best, world's best sunset. And so we will cling on to that for the rest of our lives. I mean, it's pretty good typically. So we're gonna go check that out, and then we're gonna talk about cost of the build. Another question was dimensions and if I have dimensions. So let's get to it. Man, that water is rough tonight. Thought about paddleboarding. I kind of knew it wouldn't be the right conditions. It's too windy today. Anyway, if you wonder where I'm from, that's Erie, Pennsylvania. Cute little city on Lake Erie. I love it, except in the winter. Then I leave. Okay, so I was going to stop at the last place and just sit there and like watch sunset and talk to you guys and finish up this video, but I pulled up next to a vehicle where they were talking like non-stop. The woman was just like blah, 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 blah. So I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Also, I think they might have been smoking or something, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't actually smell anything, so it might not have been. Maybe they just like roll their cigarettes. Is that a thing? People still do that? I don't know. Start recording and there's like a bunch of guys next to me with motorcycles, because why wouldn't there be? Oh, I said guys and there's actually two girls and a guy. This girl's checking herself out in the side of my window and it's very awkward. She does not know I'm in here. She was literally fixing her hair on my side window. Oh, people be peopling. All right, the people finally left next to me. So let's get down to the last couple questions that I have not touched yet. Budget. How much did you spend on your van build? That's like the question, right? And I don't know. So it's so like me. I did not do the whole spreadsheet, keep track of every nut and bolt as I purchased it. I did keep my receipts, excuse me, but I have not added them up because I'm scared. I don't know if I want to know how much I spent. So like, okay, I do have a ballpark in my head. I do think that I spent, well, first off, let me tell you that my next video coming out is going to be what I spent on the van build. I'm going to actually sit down. I'm going to go through all the receipts, all the purchases, add everything up. I'm going to put it on a spreadsheet. I'm going to give you guys links. And go through it and actually know what the numbers are and give you all the numbers. But for tonight, I'm just going to tell you that I believe, so then what you can do is on the next video, see if I'm right. But I think I spent around $10,000 for the build. The van itself, it's a 2017 used, obviously. It had one owner. It had 42,000 miles on it, and I bought it for, I believe the price was $24,000, and they gave me like $7,000 for a trade-in, so I walked away owing like $17,000, I think. So I guess you would say 24 plus 10 is 34, is what I believe I have into it. But like I said, this week, and in my next upcoming video, I'm gonna go through all the receipts and actually see what I spent. So, well, shouldn't that just be fun? And then as far as dimensions, that was another question. So people were like, do you have dimensions of everything in the build? And obviously I can get that. And I was thinking about maybe what I'll do is when I'm budgeting or when I'm going through like what each section, I guess, cost, is when I'll give you dimensions. So like maybe I'll just put them together in the same video. So it'll be like, okay, my kitchen, you know, with the plumbing costs this. The kitchen is, you know, roughly, not roughly, but I mean, I'll give you dimensions. My kitchen's this size. The bench is this size. Here's how much it costs. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about doing right now. Let me know if you have a better idea. So I was just going through a few more comments, and I just seen a new one about the shower, and that apparently you need a shower because anyone that's older than 35 to 40 starts to smell old really fast. I was like, what? I don't know where that's coming from, but I don't feel that I've had that experience. All right, guys, so that's about it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I appreciate, like I said, all of the beautiful comments that I got on the tour. It really made me feel, I don't know, just made me feel so good that our work was appreciated. And I know Craig was really enjoying it too, like reading all the comments, and you guys were so kind and so nice. And so I hope that, yeah, answering these questions was helpful. But also, if you have more, leave them in the comments. And like I said, the next video, we're going to go through the actual cost of everything, and which is going to make me sit down and have to go through the cost of everything. I'm adulting. Good times, good times. All right, thanks for being here. If you haven't already, subscribe and like the video if you can, and I will see you soon. See ya.
I knew that I would survive. Now I'm finally free. Feel like I'm finding peace and melody. I'll survive. Feeling like love's no longer out of reach.
Someone asked if, okay, is there trash in my pocket? That's a very bad idea. Oh my God, why is there garbage everywhere? Okay. So someone asked if